All right, let's get right into it. We all use Google, right? But that battle for the number one spot, it's one of the most intense, high-stakes competitions on the entire internet. So how on earth is the winner actually chosen?
Well, I can tell you it's not magic, and it's definitely not random. There's a whole science to it, a practice that can literally make or break a business online. And that field is known as search engine optimization, or SEO for short.
At its heart, SEO is really all about proving to search engines like Google that your website is the most relevant, the most trustworthy, and the most authoritative answer to whatever a person is searching for. It's about earning your spot at the top. Now, you should know there are two ways to play this game. White hat SEO. That's the long game. It's about building a fantastic website that genuinely helps the user. Black hat SEO, on the other hand, is all about trying to trick the system for a quick win, which, let's be honest, almost always ends badly with penalties. So for this explainer, we're focusing on the sustainable winning strategy, white hat. So how do you actually build a website that Google just loves? Well, it all comes down to mastering three fundamental pillars. And the best way to think about it is like you're building a house. So pillar number one is technical health. This is the foundation of your house. I mean, think about it. If the foundation is cracked or unstable, it doesn't matter how beautiful the rest of the house is, right? It's just not going to work. The goal here is pretty simple, but it is absolutely critical. You have to make it incredibly easy for search engine crawlers, these are the little bots that scan the web, to find your site, understand what's on it, and then add it to their giant database, which is called the index. Each one of these things sends a crucial signal to Google. HTTPS security, that's non-negotiable these days. It tells everyone your site is secure. An XML sitemap is like a blueprint you hand to the search bots, making sure they don't miss any important pages. And since, most searches happen on phones now, a fast, mobile-friendly site isn't just a nice-to-have, it's essential for survival. Okay, foundation is poured. Let's move to our second pillar. If technical health is the foundation, then on-page content is everything inside your house. The layout, the furniture, the quality of the information. It's what actually makes the house a home. So the main objective here is to create content that perfectly lines up with what we call search intent. In other words, what is a person really looking for when they type something into that search bar? Are they looking for info? To buy something? Your content has to be the best possible answer to their question. With this pillar, you're really optimizing for two audiences, real people and search engine bots. Things like keyword-optimized title and header tags, those are like signposts that guide both of them through your content. But at the end of the day, the ultimate goal is to create content for people that is so unique and so valuable that it becomes the absolute best answer on the internet. And that brings us to our final pillar, off-page authority. Now, this is your house's reputation in the neighborhood. You could have a perfect, beautiful house, but if nobody knows it exists or it's in a sketchy area, its value is pretty limited. The goal here is to prove to Google that your site is a respected authority in your little corner of the internet. So, how do you do that? Well, you get other reputable websites to vouch for you. And the most powerful vouch you can get is what's called a backlink. That's a link from another site pointing to yours. Think of each one as a vote of confidence. Things like guest blogging or getting positive mentions all work toward the same goal, earning more of these high-quality votes to show Google you're a trustworthy source. So there we have it, our three pillars: technical health, on-page content, and off-page authority. Seems simple enough, right? Build a good house, put good stuff in it, and get a good reputation. But this is where it gets really, really interesting.
The common wisdom is to just work on all three of these things equally. But what if the data tells a totally different story? What if the real key to winning is knowing which pillar to focus on and when?
Get this. According to a deep analysis by Semi.ai, when you're trying to break into that elite top 10, the single most powerful factor is your off-page authority. High-quality backlinks are the rocket fuel that pushes you to the very top of the rankings. But look at this. To just get onto the first page, to climb from, say, position 20 up to 10, the game completely changes. Here, it turns out strong on-page SEO, stuff like well-structured headers and content that nails search intent, that becomes the most critical factor. It's what gets you invited to the party in the first place. In this chart just illustrates that hierarchy perfectly for those top spots. I mean, you can see backlinks scoring a perfect 10 in priority. Sure, keywords and content are still super important, but they're really there to support the authority that those backlinks provide. This, right here, this is the difference between being good and being number one. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? First, you got to build that solid technical foundation. Then, you fill it with fantastic user-focused content. You earn authority with high-quality backlinks. But the most important lesson is this: you have to adapt your strategy. On-page SEO gets your foot in the door, but it's the off-page authority that ultimately wins the game. And that leads to the final huge question. As search continues to evolve with AI and large language models, the old rules are being rewritten as we speak. The focus might shift even more towards true authority and amazing user experience. So, what do you think will become the ultimate key to winning at Google in the future?